Hello, Creative Gems. Welcome back to Creativity. And if you're new here, I'm so glad you found my channel. Today we're going to be making a table lamp to go with the wall sconce I made last week. We will be crafting with something old and something new. What we're looking at here is a lampshade that I bought for a few dollars a very long time ago. And then I added these hanging crystal garlands to it. And today we're going to do a little bit more work on this lampshade before we start making the base for our lamp. I also want to match it to the crystal wall sconce that I made last week. So to finish this lampshade off, I want to anchor the ends of each crystal garland to the bottom of this lampshade. And in order to do that, I'll need to poke holes close to the edge of the lampshade so we can fit the jump ring through each hole. To make sure that the garlands will hang straight, I'm using a ruler so I know exactly where to position each hole that I will be making. And to pierce a lampshade, I'm using my hot soldering iron. Using the soldering iron will give the perfect size hole, but just make sure you don't burn yourself. These soldering irons tend to get extremely hot, so what I usually do is turn it on and heat it up for only 30 seconds and then turn it off or unplug it right away. The tip will stay hot enough for several minutes so you can continue piercing the holes. I find this much safer than keeping the soldering iron on throughout the entire process, as I'm always afraid it will get way too hot even when I have it at the lowest setting. Now with the holes done, I can go ahead and insert the jump rings. This is honestly the part I loathe the most because the jump rings are not so easy to manipulate without poking yourself now and then. And it has ruined many of my manicures, so this time I purposely avoided doing my nails knowing that I was going to be working on this craft project. But once I'm done with this project, I'm going to do my nails and we'll have pretty nails again. If you ladies out there know the struggle I'm talking about, comment down below and let me know if you craft with your nails done, or do you wait until you're finished with your project before you manicure your nails? Okay, so I fast forwarded the rest of the garlands that I had to insert, and here's the finished lampshade. I think it looks pretty good, and I know I can't wait to see how it looks once the entire table lamp is done. And with that said, let's put the lampshade aside and work on the lamp base. For that, I have this huge, tall vase I found recently at the Dollar Tree. You may recognize this vase as I did bling out a smaller version of it a few weeks back to make an apothecary jar, but today we're going to turn this into a lamp base. Here I'm just checking how tall the vase is. This one is over 11 inches tall, almost a foot tall if you include the base at the bottom. This will be perfect as a lamp base, and it has a beautiful vertical ribbing and a nice wide opening at the top. We're going to begin by adding some embellishments to the vase to glam it up a bit. Here's where you can really get creative. Some of you may choose to paint this vase, maybe do a full marble on it, or you can keep it simple yet still elegant by adhering some gems to it. Or in my case, I'm going to use up some of this leftover silver rhinestone ribbon. I don't have much left of it, so I'm going to cut thin strips of it to apply directly onto the vase. Time and time again, I always gravitate towards this rhinestone ribbon because it is simply so beautiful, so elegant, and I love how it glitters, especially when the light hits it. And plus, the ribbon is self-adhesive and can be cut to size, so it's very, very easy to work with and so versatile. And by the way, I know some of you will ask about my crafting tools and supplies, so please be sure to check the description box for links to all my favorite craft embellishments as well as crafting tools. Here I'm just following the vertical ribbing on the vase to apply the strips of rhinestone ribbon. And while we work on that, I would like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to today's craft project. If you enjoy glam home decor and DIY crafts on a budget, help me grow my channel by hitting that subscribe button. And if you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up as well, so the YouTube gods will continue to recommend my channel to other viewers like you. And the best part is, subscribing and giving me a thumbs up is absolutely free, but will make a world of difference to me and my channel. For the opening of the vase, there is a little ledge where we can apply some gems to it. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Once again, I have some leftover flat back self-adhesive square gems that we will adhere to the opening of the vase. Of course, you can use any gems you already have, even round ones. You could even apply some Mod Podge to the vase and sprinkle some silver glitter onto it. There are many creative and beautiful ways you could bling out this vase. If you're still with me, comment down below with the word lamp and let me know what are some of your favorite crafting materials you like to use for your craft projects. Now, because the vase is made of plastic, it's very lightweight, and since the vase will act as a base for the lamp, we want to give it some weight so it doesn't topple over when we place a lampshade on it. So an easy solution is to fill the vase with something heavy. You can choose to place some rocks or pebbles inside, or in my case, I have these bags of glass gems from the Dollar Tree that will fit perfectly inside. And it doesn't really matter what color the glass gems are because you can't see through the vase anyhow. With that said though, I will be reserving some of the clear glass vase for the very top. Now, you're probably wondering, how are we going to build this lamp so that we can place that lampshade on top? So I have a bunch of these solar garden lights also from the Dollar Tree, but it's not what you think because we won't be using these solar sticks as a light source. I've got something much better for that, which I'll show you shortly. But for now, we're going to need 2 or 3 of these solar garden sticks, and we'll take each apart because we're only going to be using the sticks. We'll be sticking 2 or 3 together to make one longer stick, which we will then place inside the opening of the vase, right into the center. The glass gems we placed inside will then hold the stick in place. And if you're still with me, drop me a comment down below with the word lamp and let me know what are some of your favorite things to craft with. Me, I'm always looking for different types of embellishments, and of course, the blingier the better. I also like to take ordinary household items you would normally throw out and upcycle them into something pretty as well as something functional. Now, to make sure we can properly secure the lampshade to this neck of the lamp, I'm going to apply a bit of hot glue all around the outer circumference of the stick where the lampshade will go. And by the way, the solar sticks I'm using are metal and will bind very securely to the metal collar inside of the lampshade. But if you prefer, you could also add a strong adhesive like E6000 or Fix-All. And now let's go ahead and insert our Crystal Garden lampshade. Looks pretty good. And now for the light source. So I mentioned earlier that our light source would be wireless, and that's because I have these rechargeable light bulbs. I have been in search of light bulbs that I could use in my home decor crafts that are long lasting and reliable, so I was really happy when Neporo reached out to me and offered to send me some of their Magic Glow rechargeable light bulbs to try. This pack comes with 4 light bulbs, and if you take a look at them, they look a lot like regular light bulbs. And that's because you can actually screw them into a wired socket and operate them like a regular light bulb. But if you don't want to mess with any electrical wiring, you could also use them wirelessly. You can see here there's a USB-C slot to recharge it, and you can even insert this cap to the bottom and hang the light bulb on a hook from the ceiling if you wanted to. If you want a set of these Magic Glow bulbs, Neporo is offering a discount to my viewers. I'll leave a link to the bulbs along with the discount code in case you want to order some for yourself. And here I have the USB cable plugged into one of the light bulbs to start charging it. You can see inside that it is currently glowing red, which means that it is still charging. And while it's still charging, let's take a look at the remotes. This remote control can operate all 4 of the light bulbs. In fact, you get 2 of these remote controls in each box. There's an on and off button, and there's 3 different hues: cool white, daylight, and warm white, which we will test shortly. You can also lighten or darken the bulb with the plus and minus signs, or you can use the 50% and 100% buttons. Towards the lower half of the remote, and you can also set a timer for the light bulb. And now back to the Magic Glow light bulb. It's now glowing green inside, which means the bulb is fully charged. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the USB cable so we can insert the light bulb into the lampshade. And since I'm going wireless, I have applied a tiny bit of hot glue to the lampshade base where the light bulb will sit. I'm just doing a quick test here before I show you the entire table lamp. And take a look at that. I love this light bulb already. The remote control makes it so convenient to power the lamp on and off, and I can adjust the warmth of the light as well as the brightness. This light bulb is bright enough to light up the entire room, whereas a solar stick from the dollar store only gives a dim glow, more for mood lighting. And here's the final look for our hanging crystal table lamp. You'll notice that I placed the lamp on top of a mirror base that I also made previously, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Using the convenient remote control that came with the Magic Glow light bulb, I can adjust the lighting according to my preference and mood. And now I don't have to mess with any electrical wiring, and I don't have to worry about any batteries running out. In fact, in last week's video, I made a matching crystal wall sconce, and for that, I was fussing around with a battery-operated puck light. I placed it inside the napkin holder, but what you didn't see is that I had to fumble with it a few times because I kept dropping the puck light every time I went in to manually power it on and off. Of course, there are puck lights with remotes as well, but call me old-fashioned because I still prefer light bulbs and I think they glow much brighter and longer. So here I'm going to hang the Magic Glow light bulb inside using the portable hook. It hangs perfectly inside, and now I can use the remote to power the wall sconce on and off. Here I have rehung last week's matching wall sconce back onto the wall. Last week I was fumbling with the puck light, but now I'm going to use the remote to turn the wall sconce on. And I just think it makes the sconce illuminate better and brighter. At 15 watts, this light bulb is actually 2 to 3 times brighter than a regular puck light from the dollar store, and I find this Magic Glow light bulb disperses the light much more evenly. If you're going to add these bulbs to your home lighting, remember to check the link in the description box and grab the coupon code for an additional discount when you place your order. Well everyone, I had so much fun this week making my crystal table lamp and upgrading last week's matching wall sconce. Comment down below with the word lamp and let me know what you think of today's table lamp we made from a vase. In the meantime, I hope you stick around and check out some of my other Glam home decor crafts.